Hello. My name's Ollie Thompson. I am the Senior Vice President here at GQR London, heading up our electronic trading and technology business. I am very pleased to announce to all of you lovely people that I'm going to be hosting a new podcast series called the Atom Podcast. GQR and I have worked pretty tirelessly the last few months getting this in action, and we're pleased to announce that as of the first week of January, we're going to be releasing weekly podcast series lasting around about 30 minutes with CTOs and CEOs from the hedge fund industry. So why am I doing this? Well, I'll give you a bit of a backstory. There's three main audiences that I want this podcast to target. The first one is actually the peers. So the peers to the current CTOs and CEOs that I'm going to be speaking to. I think if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that sharing is caring, and really, whether it be professionally or even personally, being there for someone, being there just to speak to them, help them out, give them advice has been so important. And I think that we sometimes forget that even those at the very top end of the industry still need that support. And I think by speaking to these industry leaders, other CEOs and CTOs can understand how their competitors or other businesses are coping during these tough times and really try and learn from them to make their business a far better one going into 2021. The second audience is twofold. It is the general technologists, so it can be anything from software engineers to infrastructure engineers to network engineers, anyone at all that works in the world of technology. The first aspect is those that are currently working in the world of finance, so someone that may want to understand what it's like to work for a competitor, or even wanting to understand how they get from being a hands-on engineer to becoming the CTO of a pretty sort of world-renowned hedge fund. The second aspect of the technologist audience is those that aren't currently working in the finance industry. So maybe a techie working at Facebook who has absolutely no idea what it's like to work at a hedge fund, and hopefully hearing from the leaders of these funds, they'll be able to learn a lot more about how the challenges differ from those that they're currently facing. And the last audience, I should say, is actually one that's probably most close to home to myself, because it's the general recruiter. I've been so fortunate that since joining GQR, even after my 6th week of graduating university and joining, I was sitting in front of a managing director and a CTO talking about their hiring plans. And ever since then, and for the last half decade, I've been really sitting in front of these people every single week, learning so much more about my market than I ever thought I would do. And unfortunately, that can't be said for every single recruiter out there. And, hopefully, most recruiters are having these conversations, are sitting in front of these industry leaders, but if you're working in a firm that has 10, 15, 20 people plus in a team, you may not have that exposure. And so hopefully listening to these podcasts, you can see that, these people are extraordinary, and hopefully you can learn an awful lot about how they go about their business, what they do and don't like about hiring maybe, what they do want to see and don't want to see in candidates, and even, what the world of trading looks like from the inside. But more than anything else, I want you to see that these are real people. They have 2-3 kids that you're still got to feed at night and wake up in the morning. And I don't want people to be afraid of those at the top end and thinking that, there's maybe restrictions around speaking to people at the very top of this industry. I'm really, really excited. I've got about 3 or 4 people that are lined up to record podcasts with me before the new year. As I say, they're going to be released from January onwards every single week. I can't give away too much now, but I'm just really, really excited for what the future holds. I've gone through this entire video without messing up so far. I've probably done about 20 or 30 recordings that have gone terribly so far, so I'm going to shut up before I ruin anything else. But if you don't already, please give me a follow, give me a connect with me, anything on here, so that when I do finally release the content, you guys are first to see it. Any questions you have, if you're an industry leader wanting to be on the podcast, just reach out, let me know. We'll definitely get something set up. But if not, please enjoy the rest of your 2020. Have an amazing Christmas. Have an amazing New Year. And hopefully we can put 2020 behind us and look forward to a much better and hopefully more rewarding 2021. Have an amazing December, guys. Speak to you soon.